welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Modern at the request of Patreon subscriber K Renegade, and this is Lutri Grixis Wizards, a brew that I made. The impetus of this challenge is Titan Game Shop, which is one of my local stores that K Renegade also plays at, has apparently started doing a bonus challenge to their Wednesday Modern night, where if you have Lutri as your companion, you're in some bonus prize or something. I'm not sure of the details, but K Renegade's been participating in it. He said last time there were 9 Lutri decks in the field. Pretty exciting stuff, everybody having their own take on it, and he wanted to see mine. So here we go. What I ended up doing here is Grixis midrange with a slight Wizards sub-theme. The Wizards theme was much bigger in an earlier build. If you go to my Mox field, you could see the considering cards, and you could see like Kest Dissident Mage and Wizards Lightning and all sorts of stuff. But eventually I had to start cutting some of the more fun Wizard synergies just for reasonable Magic cards, and ended up in kind of this mid-range deck. I love Grixis. I love Grixis Control. I love the game plans that Grixis Control gives you. I also love that the things that you want out of Grixis are generally replaceable in terms of there's a bunch of different versions of the thing if you're willing for it to be a little different every time. For example, Thoughtseize. We only get one of these, but I can also play Inquisition of Kozilek and Duress, and then there's a bunch more discard spells if I want to go deeper than that. Lightning Bolt, I can also get Unholy Heat, and then there's a bunch of variants if I want to go deeper on that. Bunch of different counter spells here. And we have to create a playable deck in the aggregate, because you don't get more than one of all the spells. This build is pretty creature-centric. That comes from being a Wizards sub-theme at some point. Stuff like Slickshot Show Off can attack pretty hard. Deshaunus Tidebinder, just a powerful wizard in the format. Vendilion Click, a little extra Thoughtseize while also being a wizard. All these wizards are basically just paying out 2 things, and that's Flame of Anor and Riptide Laboratory. You can bounce a wizard you control. Just a fun little land to have in the deck. Refire that Snapcaster, protect that Dark Confidant from removal. You see how it is. And then just filled in the blanks with removal, counterspells, and cantrips. That's the way I decided to go with this. There's a million cards you could play in these slots. You could go deeper on wizards. You could not do wizards at all. You could do something completely different. I had Thopter Foundry and Sword of the Meek and Urza in one of the early builds for a combo finish. Some of that stuff ended up on the cutting room floor. Again, check out my Mox field in the Considering and Recent Changes file. You'll see all those, the path that we got here. But this is where it is now. Let's do it. This is K Renegade's Lutri Grixis Wizards. I'm on the play in round 1. I am going to keep this in. It doesn't have black yet. Thundering Falls is selection, and then I have a cantrip, and I have interaction in Mana Leak and Lightning Bolt, even if I don't find a land right away. Falls. Kroxa. Ding. That's like drawing a card. You ever put a dual land into play that draws a card? And then the Thought Tower fuels it? We're going off. Okay, we're playing against probably mono black Coffers. Watery Grave, what's up? I'm just going to zap this in. This gives me Counterspell or Bowmaster, or I could Lightning Bolt plus Thought Scour. So many things. So many rooms for activities. Suspended a Profane Tutor. I think I just want a Bowmaster here. This starts attacking, and then I can Mana Leak plus Lightning Bolt, or Mana Leak plus Thought Scour next turn. By spending a 2-mana spell now, I get to double spell next turn. In we go. There's the Coffers. Currently tapped for 1 mana. Fatal Push, you got me. I'm not going to fight over that. And end of turn, I'll Thought Scour. Targeting me. Try to get this Kroxa popping off. I can bolt a Bowmaster if they have one. They did not. And 1, 2, 3, 4. One short of Kroxa. I guess I would like to Preordain. I will bottom Fatal Push, top Scalding Tarn, play the Tarn, attack for 1. This lets me keep Takenuma, and it leaves up Counterspell in case I want to do that. And I'm not going to Sleight of Hand, even though I could here. Profane Tutor pops off. I think I'd rather fight the tutor than what comes out of it. Or fight what comes out of it than the tutor. The opposite of what I said the first time. Because if they just grab something like the One Ring, I can counter that easily and apply pressure. Second Coffers, Knight's Whisper, go off. Inquisition of Kozilek. Okay, I have 2 counter spells in my hand. They can... I could even Bolt to push damage here, but I don't think they're going to take Bolt. If they leave me with 2 counter spells, that's fine. Yep, took the counter spell as expected. And end step, I'm going to fetch the Undercity Sewers. My own Inquisition. I'll keep that. I don't even know if that card is useful in this matchup, but I'm going to fire it. What do you got over there? March of Wretched Sorrow. That can kill Kroxa. Shuldred's Edict also kills Kroxa. Gain a lot of life off this stupid thing. Shuldred's Edict you can cast right now. Damnation, the One Ring. And they have so much mana. Yeah, I'm going to take the March. And I'll play Takenuma. And I'll escape Kroxa. This is actually kind of a tight decision on what to escape the Kroxa with, because I do play both Creature Reanimate spells and Spell Reanimate spells. Discarded a Swamp, took 3 damage. Orc Army get in for 1. I'm sure we'll see an end-step Shuldred's Edict, which will knock out the Kroxa. Yep, I only have 1 non-token creature. And now they have the One Ring, Field of Ruin, Damnation over there. Field of Ruin, One Ring. By knocking out their life gain spell, I actually do have some reasonable path to like Bolt, Snap Bolt, or Kroxa, zap them. At least I hope. They're at 10 and they're tapping the ring. This Mana Leak looking embarrassing at this point. Too many coffers. And they suspended another Profane Tutor. Vendilion Click. I don't hate that. I'm going to Sleight of Hand. Raviolis. Let's go. Little haste creature. Might not plan around that one. I'll have to look for a spot for this Vendilion Click, because obviously I don't want them to overwhelm me, but next turn I could click the card that they get with Profane Tutor in their upkeep before they get to cast it. Clinging to Dust targeting Kroxa. Son of a biscuit. This even gains 3 life. I hate that. Really good draw. Okay. Immediately flashing back Clinging to Dust. This time targeting Counterspell, which doesn't gain life. I'll take that. Demolition Field. We know about Damnation, and then there's 3 mystery cards we don't know. Now I have the option to click plus Bolt. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's not lethal. If I dash Ragavan, then I can still click plus Bolt next turn. Mana Leak's not working anyway. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Dark Confidant. Dash Ragavan. Here they come. Something's happening. 6 in the pool. Fatal Push with 5 floating. Yeah, you got me. Okay, I'm going to set a stop in their draw step for this Vendilion Click. March of Wretched Sorrow is an instant, though, if that's what they're going for. Because getting burned out by their own ring is the only way they can really lose this game. There's no way for me to time this Vendilion Click around the Damnation. They're just going to either get a main phase or get to clear my click. Draw step, Vendilion Click. What's going on over here? Looks like some massive X spell happening in response, to the surprise of nobody. Yep, giant life gain bomb. No surprises. Edict, Karn, Damnation. I think I have to take Karn. I can't reasonably beat that card. So if I take the ring, they can't reset it. Karn is good for a 2-drop right now. I'm actually going to take the ring. I don't want them to be able to reset that easily. Yeah, they drew Field of Ruin for the click, and then they drew another 3 off ring. Karn could get a 3-drop now. Nope, 4-drop. Someday I'll learn to count. Sundering Titan. That's a next turn problem. Oh, Inquisition. No, my Lightning Bolt. Oh, they took Mana Leak. Interesting. Thoughtseize. They're taking all of it. Okay, never mind. I don't have high hopes for this game anymore. Stern Scolding. Pretty big. Nope, doesn't work. It's been my plan the whole time to just let Ring get them, so I guess that's still my plan here. I attack their face. I don't think pressuring Karn matters. There's probably a Worm Coil or some big stupid thing in their sideboard that keeps the ring from killing them. I'll cast the spells I could cast. They're at 9. Drawing 4 from the ring. Karn got another 1 ring from the sideboard. Alright, now I can never win. Okay, there's 1 ring in the board. I like Blood Moon here. I like Damping Sphere, Ashiok versus the Profane Tutor, and their many fields of ruin and destruction and desolation. I like those things. Venser is nice, just to answer to something, even something huge. Cast in the Fire can get rid of one ring. Don't think I want this other stuff. Anathemancer is a fun little burst of damage. And with the Riptide Lab, this can be just kind of a machine gun endgame. But I think this deck is too fast and too good at drawing or gaining life for that to be a real plan. I think Fatal Push can come out. Mana Leak's really good early, but really bad late. Dress Down, Fatal Push. I like Force Negation. I like Flame, Subtlety's good. Inquisition of Kozilek does hit enough things in their deck that I think it's fine. Spell Snare and Spell Pierce can probably just come out. Unholy Heat can hit Karn. Negate's great. Tidebinder's great. Children's great. But there's only one swamp in my deck, which means if I Blood Moon, then I can't Childred or Voidwalker or escape Kroxa. I actually think I should cut Kroxa because we've seen Cling to Dust in the main, and it steps on my own Blood Moon a little bit. Here we go. I can keep this. Old Dreadhorde Arcanist. Too good for Legacy. Perfect for this deck. Swamp. Okay. Yeah, Urborg's great, which means I can fetch basic Island and still cast all my spells. I didn't Scour in response because I think I have multiple cards in hand that are better than Thought Scour. And if I Scour into something good, then they could just Thoughtseize that. Ooh, Duress. Lost Ashiok and Expressive Iteration, two of the best cards in my deck. It's fine. I'm going to play Dreadhorde Arcanist this turn, because I could Duress them twice with Mana Leak up next turn if this thing survives. There's just a lot to like about having this card in play. Suspended Profane Tutor, perfect. Duress you. Karn and the One Ring. I think I'll take both of those. Send the Duress back again in combat. Take the Karn. 3 lands in their hand right now. They know I've got Mana Leak. No basics anywhere among their lands. And my Ashiok's gone, so the Field of Ruin and Demolition Field could turn into basics. Demo Field. I'm going to fetch the Undercity Sewers this turn, and then opt. Unearth. Do I want this? I didn't mill over any creatures at any point. I am going to keep this on top, though, because I could flash back Thought Scour this turn, target myself, get a bunch of cards, and if one of them's a creature, it can come back into play. I'm going to Scour myself. Milled a Bronco and a Voidwalker. Let's go. Unearth has options. There are 4 basic lands in my deck, so I want to respect the fields and not run out of basics. If I play Voidwalker, I get a Profane Tutor in exile, but Bronco keeps the cards coming. So it'd also be the first time I've ever had Caustic Bronco in play. I still think Voidwalker's right, though. I can have Bronco next turn when I snap back the Unearth with Dreadhorde Arcanist. Okay, here comes the Profane Tutor. If I Mana Leak this, that is kind of a time walk. Yeah, I think I'm interested in that. Because with the Coffers in hand, the Urborg in play... Oh wow, they just didn't fight over that. That's more scary somehow. Coffers, jam some idiot. Damnation, yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. I'm back in the crapper. Thundering Falls. Riptide Lab. Sorry, buddy. You would have been good a moment ago. You're not good now. Now I need pressure. Snapcaster Mage, my best draw. I can snap on Earth, get multiple creatures back. Shoulder the Apocalypse. I'll take that, though. They have 1 unknown card in hand. It's Sunken Citadel, and then 1 unknown. Shoulder didn't die in the upkeep, so it's not March of Wretched Sorrow. 5, 6. I guess that's 1 short of killing her anyway. Now it gets her. 5 in the pool. Thoughtseize. Okay. Basically gained a life off that lightning bolt. And Field of Ruin coming after my stuff. I'll get a Swamp. In case I draw Blood Moon, I actually don't want to rely on Urborg, and the last card in their hand was Fatal Push. Awesome. Okay. Big draws. Let's go. Ha 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 ha. Played around it. Okay. They now have 1 Swamp in their top decking. Double black spells are off for them. Big mana stupid spells are off for them. And the One Ring and Karn are still castable. You drew the One Ring? Come on. There's 4 red in the pool. Karn, great. Okay, and this can wish for the One Ring. You think you have a plan, and then they're like, no, idiot. I'm just going to draw best card in my deck. I'll do the same. Yeah, complain enough, and the universe will balance it out for you. Those are the rules. Sack a Planeswalker, negate the One Ring, and we're back in the garbage. I think that was the only card I could draw that would have been good this turn. There we go. I hope you're tilting off, because I just was. All right, back to it. How about Snapcaster Mage? Rigged, rigged, rigged. Snapcaster target Unearth. Unearth target. Do I want Bronco or Arcanist? Probably Arcanist. Okay, I just runnered 3 perfects in a row. I take back any complaints. I've utilized my complaint equity. That doesn't mean I want them to draw a good card, though. Wow. All right, yeah, I'm doing a good job drawing good cards. Not going to complain. I saw them tap a black mana and then untap it, so they have some removal spell. I hope it's an Edict. Yeah! You can have Snapcaster Mage. He did his job. Arcanist has Opt or Lightning Bolt. I'm going to go with Opt. Inquisition of Kozilek to the bottom of the library. Drew Unholy Heat. I have 5 card types in my graveyard. And Fable of the Mirror Breaker, leaving up Unholy Heat. They found a second swamp. Now they could cast basically all spells in the deck. Mountain and Unholy Heat. How many of these do I want to loot away? Definitely the Mountain. Do I want Heat? Heat can kill a Shieldred if they draw that. I'm going to keep the Heat. I'll attack Enuma. Oh, here's a cool trick. My opponent just said in the chat, don't know how you can draw better than you did in this game. I mean, I agree. I've been saying that for the last several minutes. But you also ripped Karn off the top when you had nothing going on. So, I don't know. We've both done well here. Okay, so Lutri. I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can put them to 2 here with Lightning Bolt. Yeah, so I get Lutri. Play attack Enuma. Attack with these 2 things. Make sure that I make the treasure first. Target Lightning Bolt. Treasure. Lightning Bolt. Target you. Lutri. Copy target instant or sorcery spell. There we go. Put you to 2. Still have a bunch of live draws. Like, I don't... Damnation or the March of whatever. They got a bunch of great outs here. A ring's tough. Okay. So obviously I had to run perfect for 3 turns in a row to catch up there, but we saw the plan come together. Did I miss anything that I should have in? An Anathemancer is just calling to me. Okay, opponent said amazing, and then a minute later said simply amazing. I haven't responded yet. I'm pretty sure they are tilting off and not being friendly. It's hard to tell sometimes. Like, I try to give people the benefit of the doubt when they say, like, don't know how you could draw better than you did. Like, yeah, I know. Yeah, me too. Haha, what a fun game. But now they're just actually sending multiple things, living up to their name, Derpity Derps. I concur. Your mother was right when she named you that. Do I want this Anathemancer? Where will I put it if I do? Stern Scolding. Does this actually hit anything in the deck? Should this have been out the whole time? I mean, Bowmaster is a thing they probably have. I'm bringing in the Anathemancer. We're doing it. I could see Grim Lavamancer being reasonable, just a steady source of damage in play. But I don't think I want to go for something so low impact that gets knocked down in any other sweeper they might play. Horsing around. Here we go. I think it's not particularly disruptive or anything, but I'm a Lutri deck. How aggressive am I supposed to mulligan for stuff like that? I've got this horse. I've got my mana under me. Let's go. I'm likely to get Thought Seized or Inquisitioned anyway. How hard am I supposed to work to have a perfect hand? Okay, I do like that. I will cast that. Save the Sanders Lounge for later. Murktide Regent. Do I want this now or... I don't need more lands. I'm just going to grab the Murktide now. Keep the pressure up. It's also a 7-drop that's not in my deck for Caustic Bronco now. Just in case. There's an Urborg, which means my island also casts Caustic Bronco. Tidebinder. That beats the One Ring in the future. I'm going to Shotgun Watery Grave and play the Snake Horse. Cling to Dust exiles my thing. Fatal Push. I don't know how you could draw any better than that. Rah, 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 rah. Alright, Cling to Dusting your own graveyard now. Found a Thoughtseize. Probably takes Tidebinder. Oh, took Drown in the Lock. Okay. That's cool. Looted Delta. I'm going to leave up Tidebinder rather than grab Lutri here. I can cycle Xander's Lounge in the end step if they don't do anything. Or I can fetch Thundering Falls. I'll do that. Looks like they're just missing land drops over there. Duress. I'll keep that. Thank you. Scalding Tarn. Duress you. Edict, Edict, Edict. Ring, March. Okay. So this Murktide's not going to get it done. I should probably just take the ring, even though Tidebinder does cover it. Yeah, I'll take the ring. And I am going to grab Lutri here. Now that I've seen their hand and its mono removal. They're still missing land drops, which somehow still isn't that bad for them. Okay, if I go fetch, fetch. If I use one of my flash creatures in the end step, there might be a world where I can dance this Murktide around the edicts. But that's not going to last as many cards as it needs to. Sunken Citadel, there's land number 3. I'm going to get this Sewer. Mana Leak, keep that. And go to my turn. Is Xander's Lounge better as a land or as a future cycle? I think I want it as a land. Because I'm planning for this big world where I have like Mana Leak and Flash Creature to protect Murktide from double Edict in a turn cycle. This wild dream of mine. Oh, 4 mana. They've made it. They've made it in the world. I'm just going to fetch my Swamp here. It's a Blood Crypt thanks to Urborg. Consider. I could double Consider with Lutri in the end step, and that would probably flush out one of these removal spells in a place where I could still Edict it, or leak it. Okay, end step, Consider, and Lutri to double it. Heck yeah, now I'm on the board. Doing big things. Consider, yeah, keep Negate, thank you. And keep Voidwalker, thank you. Yeah, I'll just take both of those. Love it. I'm going to Mana Leak this Edict here. Oh, if they tap out for March, that's even better. Yep, Mana Leak that. Oh no, not like this. Magic Online is offline for scheduled maintenance. This is not scheduled maintenance. Oh my god. When I'm picking apart a Rager, this is when you decide to crash on me, Magic Online? Alright, I'll give this a minute or two and try to get it back, but there was 8 minutes on my clock when it went down, so I'm not feeling good about this. We appear to be back. That cost me 3 minutes on my clock. My opponent is disconnected. I imagine we all were. We'll see if they come back. Start to get some of these minutes back. Okay, I would love to finish this game. Please, Magic Online. There's so much on the line right now. MTGO has been getting DDoS attacked, apparently. This isn't just like old, rumbly old Magic Online struggling. This is actually malicious. And they have been fending it off. I thought we were in the clear, but that was a rough little flicker. Okay, it appears we're both back in the game. Now I have 5 minutes to close this thing out. But I did just get around the first edict. And that means, I didn't get around the first edict. I got around a removal spell. They still have 3 edicts in hand. But here I can Murktide. I'm just going as big as I can. Murktide, Voidwalker. I'm still holding up Negate, and I can pitch Force. I'm just going to get this done in 2 hits. Let's go. I think I'll let the first Edict resolve and sacrifice Lutri. It's a 2-turn clock with just Voidwalker around. Land number 5. 3 Edicts, 2 Unknowns in their hand. 3 in the pool. What are we doing with this? Okay, it's a March. I'm going to negate the March. I don't want them gaining life, and I don't want them choosing what creature dies. Here they can Edict a Lutri, and it's fine. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I don't need Lutri. Okay. Now I can Inquisition the 3rd Edict and know exactly what I need to play around. Here comes everybody. Edict. Oh no. Sacrifice Lutri. Okay. And Duress you off of this basic mountain. Or Inquisition, whatever this is. That was all 4 Edicts. Cool. I have that beat. We're good. I think I saved the Force in the Tidebinder and just let them Edict the Voidwalker because Murktide's lethal, then I protect that. Or I could just flash in Tidebinder and bash if they can kill Murktide directly somehow. They said, simply insane, your luck is clearly way better than mine, and I said, GG, smiley face. On to the next one.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
I'm on the draw in round 2 with this super disruptive hand. Big fan of it. I am just going to keep soldiering forward even if Magic Online is struggling today. We defeated the Rager, got to finish that match. Turns out that when you're responsible for a video release every day, you just have to kind of push through, even though I would like to go do something else for a few hours and let Magic Online catch up to any problems it might be having. Don't have that luxury. The show must go on. Inkmoth Nexus, so probably like Hardened Scales or Affinity would be my guess here. I'm going to Blood Crypt Inquisition them. Elvish Reclaimer, oh, we're Hammer. Selesnya Hammer with Elvish Reclaimer with 3 hammers in the grip. Yikes. Alright, well, don't draw Sigarda's Aid, please. Grixis Spells tends to be really good against Hammer, because all of our stuff is just a bunch of redundant removal and replacement cantrips, while their deck needs to thread the perfect needle. Alright, Colossus Hammer in play. Drew Temple Garden. That means they have Pure Steel Paladin in their deck, which shouldn't come as a surprise. I'm going to get Bob in here, start getting that card advantage. Beating up my own life total, not ideal versus Hammer, but I think it's fine. I don't have that many huge drops. Murktide's the Giant Punish. Urza's Saga, great. Another good draw. Okay, here we go. Beating Urza's Saga might actually be challenging. Bob flipped Fatal Push, and I drew Thundering Falls. Okay. How do I want to do this? I could play Thundering Falls and Kroxa and attack for 2. Yeah, I think I just want to do that. Falls, Stern Scolding. I don't really want counter spells versus Hammer. Kroxa. They probably chuck a Hammer. You don't need 3 of those in a game. But I'd be happy to take the Flagstones. Okay. Attacking with Bob. I'm also happy to trade with Inkmoth Nexus here if they want to block. Fire up and block. Deal. Oh wow, they do want it. Come get it. Okay, that's cool. I was worried how I was going to deal with that thing, and now I don't have to worry about it. Even if they draw Pure Steel Paladin right now, I have Fatal Push that can wipe it out. And I can just work my way through, like push, snap, push on the Saga. Thoughtseize, not ideal. Can I get Kroxa into play here? No, I would have needed to consider last turn. Okay, yeah, I'm just passing here. Let them have their construct. I probably have to shock in Watery Grave here to have my colors, though. And I should push Snap Push right now, because I am worried about them getting Soul Guide Lantern, or something like Welding Jar that blows out this line. Push. Oh, you have a protection spell? Chill. Oh, okay, no, they're just floating white. That's fine. Legal. Snapcaster. Target the push again. Okay, those things are dead. Now, they still might get Soul Guide Lantern if they have one. The Kroxa is threatening action, and Kroxa does end a game very quickly, especially against an opponent with no cards in their hand. Just 9 you every turn. But the cool thing about that is that Soul Guide Lantern doesn't really do anything to advance their board state if they're finally out of action. Like they could get Ginger Brute or something like that. I don't think this deck's gonna have Zabaz in it, but they could get some creature out of the Urza Saga and hope to put a hammer on it sometime. Or they can... There's like playing to win and playing to not lose, and I don't know what's in their hand or deck to make that decision for them, but we'll find out soon. Lava Spur Boots, okay. That is neither of those things. It does say haste on it, though, which makes all their creatures a lot better than they were before they had haste. Esper Sentinel, okay. Dread Horde Arcanist. How do I want to do this? I would love to just escape Kroxa and knock their last card out, but I don't have that luxury. I'm gonna, I think, consider and pay the Troll Toll. Mana Leak. Ugh. That does give me good protection. Yeah, I'm actually just going to put Mana Leak in my hand. And I'm going to attack with Snapcaster. Like, if I have to leak something, they draw a card. But if I have to leak something, it's Pure Steel Paladin. That's going to freaking kill me. So it's a good deal. And then I can Kroxa next turn. I just put my 5th card in the bin. And then those mystery cards in the hand are not safe anymore. Boots, you got a 2/1. Now I have to pay 2 to stop them from drawing a card. I wasn't going to pay 1. It's fine. Guess I was holding Drown in the Lock, which doesn't actually change anything about the mana leak. I was going to play Arcanist, though, and then I saw that mana leak. I wasn't even thinking about Drown in the Lock. Maybe that was a spew. Stoneforge Mystic. Do I care about this? I don't think so. What equipment's even left in this deck? Oh, probably Cauldra. That's a pretty good equipment. Yep, okay, oops. I just have to Thoughtseize them. Alright, yeah, this hand went, or this turn backfired. Oh, V-click. I can see their whole hand and know what's going on, and then still Thoughtseize if I need to. I could also just Thoughtseize, pay the troll toll. I could Thoughtseize, not pay the toll, and then see the card that they just drew. And that leaves up my counter magic. Yeah, I think I'm trying to just Thoughtseize and not pay anything else. No, you can draw. Losses Hammer Cauldra. Yeah, Hammer number 4 in the hand with Flagstones of Trocaire. I'll trade Snapcaster for Stoneforge Mystic. That's fine. Deal. I'm going to stop in their draw and click them. No. Do I do that? No, I'm just going to go to the main. I have Mana Leak and Drown in the Lock, which can beat their whole board. And if they just go to combat before doing anything, then V-Click can block the Esper Sentinel and get the look at their hand anyway, which is what I was hoping for, and we did get it. Sentinel, Hammer. I'm actually going to take Sentinel. I think a random card in their deck is generally worse than a 2-power Esper Sentinel. Doing the Flagstones trick, tutoring out a Plains, Lush Portico, insane value. Into Sigarda's Aid, okay. Yeah, I guess if you have nothing to carry this hammer in your hand, and you know Croaks is coming, Sigarda's Aid is not a good draw. Alright, Croxa, you've waited long enough. Return to me. Leaving my best spell and my best 2 creatures still in the graveyard. I think we're going to see this hammer go. Okay, so I need to fade Pure Steel Paladin for 1 turn. And none of these equipment grant trample, so I could just block, kill it, and then move on. Alright, cool. They didn't draw it. A nice little Grixis dismantling of Hammer. Is it Staticaster? Come on in. Brotherhood's End. Cast into the Fire. Grim Lavamancer. Ashiok is really good versus Stoneforge Mystic and Urza Saga. I'll think about Ashiok. That's a 2nd tier bring in, but I do like it. Blood Moon's good against Urza Saga, and they are a 2-color deck, which could be a huge blowout. Well, this is like tier 2.5. This is lower than Ashiok, but I'm going to at least acknowledge it. Damnation, I think, also fine. Probably not any of these other cards. Or Venser. If this game gets slow and grindy and I just need to answer one more thing, Venser could be the guy that does it. Okay. I like everything that is a spot removal spell. I like everything that's a blocker. Force of Negation probably kind of bad. Flame of Anor's insane. Slick Shot Show Off. I don't need just a generic win con here. I'm the control deck. I need to stop them from winning. Dauthi Voidwalker does very little here. Can't block. I don't want any of their cards. Spell Snare, awesome. Stern Scolding, awesome. Spell Pierce, medium. Yeah, I think Pierce is medium enough that I can switch if one of these actually really good cards. Edict, Arcanist, Drown, EI, Croxa. And Croxa was fine that game, but I also don't know that it's, like, good. It is very good at turning the corner and winning. But that's kind of in the Slick Shot space of this, like, Ravens criming them, a discard of their choice, not that high impact. I don't love counter spells versus this deck. I'm going to leave some in. I like the 1-mana ones that are good exchanges. Negate could just totally miss. I like Mana Leak. That's mostly a hard counter here. Blood Moon's a no. Is there one more card for Ashiok in 15 seconds? I don't think so. Not that I can figure out that quickly. Here we go. This is the sideboard for now. 2 lands, 2 removal spells, and a Dark Confidant. Just like Garfield intended. Esper Sentinel. Garfield didn't want this. Staticaster. Garfield did want this. I can bolt if there's an emergency, but I would prefer not to. They're in for 1. Basic Plains. Glad I didn't bring in Blood Moon. Elvish Reclaimer. This card's a pain in the tuchus. Sigarda's Aid. Yikes. Okay. I am going to... So I have 2 options here. No, I'm going to give them a card to bolt Esper Sentinel, and then I'm going to drown in the Lock Reclaimer. That's going to be what I do here. I don't think letting them have either of these engines is good. The Sigarda's 8 is really the deal breaker. I would have just taken it slow, bolted Reclaimer on my turn, let them have Esper Sentinel, but the Sigarda's 8 is freaking me out. I'll get Steam Vents here. And I do have to take out Esper Sentinel first, or else this line draws them 2 cards instead of 1. Hate giving my enemy cards. Okay, I can fetch Basic Swamp to save life here. Is that true or necessary? It is true. Is it necessary? I'll just get Watery Grave. Drown in the Lock, this Elvish Reclaimer. Okay, hope to fade a haste creature plus hammer. What is this? Oh, Forge Anew. Okay. I remember reading this card off the spoiler, and people were like, this is good in hammer, and then it never showed up. When this enters the battlefield, return target equipment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Didn't have one. As long as it's your turn, you may activate equip abilities as they are instants, and you may pay 0 rather than pay the equip cost of the first equip you activate during each of your turns. Okay. Big time engine that'll kick in later. Do I want to hold up Staticaster? Yes. Okay. Staticaster and Click are both wizards, so I don't need to tap out on my turn for Dark Confidant. I can turn on the Flame while keeping my options open. Ink Moth Nexus, all right. I would like to get a look at their hand. I think that's the most valuable thing I can do now, rather than park the Staticaster in play where they know about it. What you got over there? Something's happening in response. Making a construct? Okay. Okay, we're hammering onto the construct. All at instant speed, that's fine. Flame of Anor beats all of this. You have 2 lands in your hand, deal. Okay, cool. It's my turn now. Thought Scour. Now I can cast 2 spells this turn. Okay, I think I have to just take the risk of whatever their draw step is. If it's some insane equipment or protection spell, then they're going to get a blowout. But I don't think I can navigate the Urza Saga plus Lava Spur Boots if I do anything at sorcery speed. Because they have this Inkmoth Nexus in here too, and Forge Anew they can equip at instant speed. They're not going to get Pithing Needle here, so I'm not going to fetch. If they do get Pithing Needle here, I'm actually fine with it. That doesn't make any sense to do. Okay, that's big now. It doesn't have haste though. They drew Lava Spur Boots, Jesus. Okay, so this equips once for free, and then they can also move it once for free. Okay, so here what I want to do is they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artifacts. If I destroy this Colossus Hammer and deal 5 to this construct, I can block this one. Or the thing has to have ward when you target it. Okay, I'm going to fetch in response. Get Basic Island and Thought Scour myself and see if I redraw something that helps more here. Unearth, okay. That means I don't mind chump blocking for a turn because I could just refire. Okay, I guess the boots can just equip here. Yeah, that was the one draw I was trying to fade. Well, I like a target spell or you can't target this spell kind of thing. That was the draw step I was hoping didn't happen. But they can get 6 artifacts here by activating Inkmoth. Guess I just have to hope they don't see that. Okay, you can attack, block this one, and then Flame of Anor, destroy target artifact, deal 5 to target creature. Destroy the hammer, deal 5 to construct. I could just destroy the construct and draw 2 cards. That's way better. Never mind. Target player draws 2, destroy target artifact. I draw 2, destroy this construct. Because they could save the construct from the 5 damage by animating Inkmoth, and I could just take that away by doing this. And I get more cards. Tight squeeze. Lava Spur Boots, very exciting in this deck. Grim Lavamancer, Fable, and Mirror Breaker. Yeah, beating Inkmoth Nexus is going to be hard. But all their equipment's in play already. So they'd have to use their Forge Anew ability to even make me care about this. Alright, just hammering up this. 25, 24. Powerful creature. Oh no. Alright, I need a red source. Me fetching like a wuss last turn for this basic actually costing me a lot here. I can unearth target myself with Click. Unearth the Vendilion Click. Target myself. I'm going to get rid of Dark Confidant. Spike to red source. All right, we got a plan to survive this game. If I survive next turn, Unholy Heat, 3 card types, I'll keep it. Okay, so I need them not to draw another banger. And Is It Staticaster plus Vendilion Click are on Keep Me Alive for this turn duty. They get the Lush Portico here, and that's going to get an extra card selection. Please don't keep it. Please don't keep it. But I do have a flying and non-flying blocker. They've been to Temple Garden. Inkmoth Nexus is awake. Are we going to try to forge anew onto it now or after blocks? I think after blocks is better. Yeah, I'm just going to block the 20 ball. And when they go to move Colossus Hammer, that's when I make my move. And I hope they didn't draw a good card. Okay, they are re-equipping the hammer using Forge Anew's ability. I've got Staticaster. Do you have... Is your one unknown card a trick that saves you here? If it is, you win. If it's not, I'm in great shape. Oh. Oh, never mind. I just didn't understand how all these cards interacted. Never mind, I'm fucking dead. Okay, my bad. I was supposed to flash in the... Yeah, Forge Anew has 3 lines of text here. You can activate any ability as an instant, including the 1-mana Lava Spur Boots ability, but then once per turn you could pay 0. I had those conflated in my head, and fetching like a wuss cost me that game, but also not reading that card completely, not fully understanding that one. Okay, I think my plan is still good. I just need to play tighter. Okay, here I go. 1 lander with Fatal Push. I think I have to mulligan this, even though every card is great. Alright, I'm in for this. I've got a Wizard, a Flame, Spell Snare, all good stuff. I'm going to bottom Steam Vents and probably just fetch the Thundering Falls on turn 1. And I will respect the double red. I will prioritize that wherever I need to. Sigarda's Aid. Can't interact with that right now. The Falls. Don't need a Scalding Tarn. Ooh, Thoughtseize. I like that a lot, actually. I will take the 4 to Blood Grip Thoughtseize them. Knowing what I have to play around is really good. A second Aid, a Hammer. I can Spell Snare Sanctifier. They should be suspicious of me not taking it, but I'm taking the Hammer. There's the Sanctifier. Spell Snare. Blast from the past. Feeling good. Now I can Snap Seize or Snap Snare, or put Lutri in my hand. Snap Seize is interesting because it guarantees a wizard in play. Alright, I am going to Snap Thoughtseize. Wish I could take this Inkmoth Nexus from their hand. I'm going to take Shadow Spear. Oh, they have 2 Nexies. Yuck. Alright, well, having 2 Sigarda's Aid doesn't really matter. Alright, Snapcaster, I need you to rebuild me. Stronger, faster. Okay. We're out of known cards in their hand. Or no, they have 1 more Inkmoth Nexus. Ooh, would be a shame if all of your Inkmoth Nexies died. Oh, wow. They are so willing to do this. I'm going to get the blowout here. There's no tricks. Of that, I am more certain now than I was last game. I'm just so scared of this Inkmoth Nexus, and both games they've been willing to trade it off for Snapcaster Mage. That's really interesting to me. We are assessing different things as important in this matchup. I think we both agree Saga's important, though. The constructs currently just die as 1/1s to Staticaster, though. Sewers, get that selection. Bowmaster, I'll keep that. Just more pressure to put on X1 creatures, which they currently are representing many of. I could get Lutri here, but I'm not interested in tapping out a Flame of Anor. Like, the giant blowout potential here is if they make a construct, I ping it with Staticaster, they activate Inkmoth in response to save it, then I ping that with Bowmaster. That would be a very good exchange. Opt, that doesn't affect any of my plans. Lavamancer, that's a good follow-up. Oh, I don't even need to follow it up. I could just do it now. Okay, Snapcaster attack, please. Grim Lavamancer. I can kill 2 X1s and chump block something without flying. I'm going to ping this for 1. We are getting the exchange that we lined up. They still get to make a construct and tutor a weapon. They could just have a 12/12 construct. If they put boots on it, it's just a 3/2. If there's some crazy technology sword in their deck, like Sword of Sinew and Steel, that can get through my creatures here, might be in a tough spot. But I could beat a 12/12 next turn with Flame of Anor. Construct's been made. Shadow Spear's in the graveyard. There's no way they play 2 of those. Like, even if from their hand they go land Lava Spur Boots right now, I could still just block with Orc Army, and I'm okay. Land. Untapped. That's a little spooky. Tidebinder. What do you do for me? This untapped land is so suspicious. I'm just going to hold back everything here. This would be a great bluff and an easy bluff. If you're in a spot like this and you can lose 2 life to represent something powerful that you don't actually have, like bluffs that cost something are better sells than bluffs that are free. Like if that was basic plains, I don't know if I hold off there. Okay, here's an attack. Here's a chump block. Doesn't have trample, right? Yep, read the card. Okay, does not have trample. Inkmoth Nexus, that's never getting through Grim Lavamancer. Card doing its job. Flame of Anor, target player draws 2, destroy target artifact, choosing the construct. If they save the construct, I still draw 2. Yeah, Search of Salvation, that's fine. I should have Lavamancered it in response, but it's fine. Hope that 2 damage doesn't change the game. Shieldred. This lady has Death Touch. I'm getting Shieldred in, because I can Lavamancer and Static Caster the Inkmoth Nexus. I'm going to push 3 damage here. I am actually totally fine trading Shieldred for their 12-12. Just Death Touch. I don't need a Shieldred in play more than I need this 12-12 gone. They go to 7. Could be at 5 if I had Lavamanced in response to Surge last turn. Stoneforge Mystic. Okay. What equipment's left in here that could break this open? Cauldron doesn't help this turn. Lava Spur Boots doesn't matter. Shadow Spear's gone. Yeah, this is up to deck building at this point. Do they have some crazy tech equipment that breaks this open or not? They're thinking really hard about it, which makes me think that there's not an easy answer here. Yeah, not Lavamancering them last turn is actually the difference between lethal and not lethal right now. Like, if they're at 5 instead of 7, I can chump with Static Caster, put you to 3, on my turn put you to 1, then Shieldred kills you. They got another hammer, okay. That does not beat what I'm representing right now. Yeah, I agree they have to attack here. Block with Shieldred. If I consider now, then I gain 2 life, but that lets them get a 12-12 or 11-12 on Stoneforge, so I don't want a Lavamancer. Yeah, we're in sort of a weird balance position here. All right, well, I could force the action on this. Let's make this happen. Wherever this is going, it's going there right now. Waking up Nexus in response. That's weird. I have Static Caster on board. What's the plan here? Where's this going? They're targeting both of their creatures. Well, I'll also target both your creatures, since we're doing stuff. Lavamance the Stoneforge, Static Caster the Nexus. There's no cards in their hand right now. And then I get to attack here, where I wouldn't have been able to attack otherwise. I guess I would have still attacked. Never mind. Okay, cool. Grixis picking apart Hammer as the Magic Gods intended, and Grixis Lutri Wizards remains undefeated. Let's go. The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables.
Good. All right, here we go, gang.
In this YouTube series, hosts Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan take us on a set-by-set journey through the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a focused deep dive into the facts about a set's design and release, the Magic lore expressed through the cards in that set, Tournament Edition gameplay videos featuring products and Pro Tour decks of the era, an award show that shouts out the best and weirdest cards of the set, and a final grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Resleevables has it at youtube.com/theresleevables. I am on the play in round 3 with an exciting smattering of Magic cards. I could just turn 1 Rag. I could duress them, see what's cooking. I'm going to turn 1 Rag. I'm a Lutri deck. How often am I going to be able to do this? Turn 1 Rag on the play. Slickshot Show Off, aka Sling Dog Lizard Bird. I forgot what it was called in a recent video and just started saying words. Okay. Sling Dog Wizard Bird was one of the things I called it. Let's say Mire. Unfortunately, those are colors that can kill Ragavan pretty easily. They did mull to 6. Stomping Ground. Lightning Bolt. Boo. Boo. I think I'm going to put Slingbird in the bank. Or I could just play it and attack with it. Make them answer it again. Alright, yeah. I'm just going to cast Slingbird and attack for 1. If I plot it, I guarantee I can duress or protect it with Counterspell on the turn that I play it, and that's extra mana or extra damage, but I could get this 1 now and just like, if they bolt this, then they're not casting Ren and 6. Jund. Bitter Reunion. Okay, so this is some sort of creativity deck probably. Yep. That's an Archon. Can I please run untap blue or black source? No, but I can counter a spell with that. Duress pre-combat to get the buff. Creativity, creativity, lightning bolt, fable. Which of these am I most worried about? Probably fable. Yeah, I'm going to take the fable. So I could keep pressure up if they bolt this thing. This Boseiju has to be their land. Lightning bolt, you got me. Now there's 2 creativities. Oh no, strike it rich. They could creativity next turn. Good draw. There's the land I wish I drew last turn. But I can Bowmaster plus Counterspell here, and then force a negation on the following turn. Oh, they actually can't even cast creativity because they have to sack their treasure to get red. Not even good. Bitter Reunion, you can have that. Lost to creativity. Oh my god, I could have Bowmastered that. My brain was just like, I don't care about this. Yeah, I mean, that's 2 damage. I could have dealt that I didn't. I'm just watching life pass me by here. Haha! You didn't expect that, because I would have played it if I had it. Okay, double Counterspell up. Pushing damage. Could be a 2-turn clock, instead it's a 5. But I'll do what I can here. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. I'm going to force some negation that. Counterspell is cheaper. And by not getting Lutri last turn, I have indicated that I had something that costs at least 3 mana in my hand to do. And that force negation might send them off the scent. Okay. If I play Takenuma, I have lethal. Oh wait, no, I have to counterspell. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Alright. Probably shouldn't have played Takenuma. I'm gonna go shake the cobwebs out of my brain after this game. And having Lutri in my hand makes them play the game, though. They do actually have to cast something. Oh my god. The Dwarven Mind doesn't even work because of Boseiju. What is going on right now? Yeah, because of Boseiju, they can't even cast creativity this turn. Striker Rich with flashback, you can have that. And now Lutri's lethal. I accidentally played correctly. Just a little ambush 3-2. Do they have a bolt to stay alive? White? Black? Fatal Push. Okay, yeah, that works. Alright, you live another day. Void Walker. Another lethal threat. They could have been dead 2 turns ago, but we're not going to talk about that. Void Walker, go get him. The funny thing here is I actually just beat an Archon anyway. I don't beat an Archon for 2, so this Dwarven Mind actually changes it. Counterspell. Playing around Spell Pierce. We got an LOL in the chat. Yeah, people don't like losing to Lutri. Is this going to be a Salt League? One of last card in hand counterspell, I'm sure. Multiple messages. Well, you understand that there are more than one card that say counterspell. Like, that could have been negate or, you know, some of the other stuff in my deck. But, you know, it's okay. I prefer you raging out on me. Okay, I like Ashiok. I like Mystical Dispute and Venser, just as ways to challenge on the stack. Blood Moon is the reason I stopped playing creativity like a year and a half ago. Just like kept getting Blood Moon and was like, I hate this deck, I'm done. Kind of like Croxa here, actually. The Slick Shot, got a taste that game, but I think it's coming out. Again, I just have to kind of fend off this enemy deck more than I have to worry about how I'm winning. Zadicaster is actually cool, wiping out a bunch of dwarf tokens all at once. Dress Down's good. Stern Scolding might not have any targets here. I like Spell Pierce. Spell Snare gets Ren and 6. That card's kind of important. Duress. Push can kill their Goblin Shaman or a dwarf if they're going off on a small one. Tidebinder can stifle the Archon. Subtlety actually seems mid. by definition, they can only play the creatures that they're going to dig for. So unless we get to the point where they're hardcasting Archons, which could happen in a control versus creativity version, but I'm still not going to leave it in. I have one more cut here and 45 seconds to decide what it is. Do I need to Spell Snare just for Ren at 6? I'm going to actually cut that until they show me more important cards to do that with. Eyes on Anathemancer again. All right, I think I like Croxa more than Anathemancer. It's a close call, though. I imagine they do have... Oh, they have probably have Persist in their deck, which would both indicate that I want Spell Snare and that I want all the graveyard hate. This hand's risky, but I also think it's really good. I have 18 other lands in my deck. The math is not on my side, but I am going to keep. With the Fetch Surveil available, that's an extra look. I think that puts the math on my side. It's like 1 out of 3 cards, and I get to look at exactly 3 cards. Not going to Spell Pierce, Strike it rich. Wooded Foothills, okay. Moment of Truth. I'm going to get the red-blue one. On deck. Staticaster into the graveyard. Don't fail me now. Shit. Alright, well, I even picked the wrong thing. Can't even Inquisition them here. They're fetching. Got your own Raucous Theater. I think I'm going to dump Tidebinder. That's the farthest away from being helpful right now. Opponent should have the read that I kept this hand on the strength of something. Bitter Reunion. I could cost them their treasure to go after that. Or just let it resolve. Hopefully I can Spell Pierce a Persist here. I'm just going to bolt them in the end step. I think going to discard is too much of a spew. Okay. I could cast spells now, kind of. I can't really afford to tap out for Dreadhorde, though. Another Bitter Reunion. Go for it. Discarded a 3rd Bitter Reunion. I think I'm going to Snapcaster in the end step just to apply pressure. This isn't how I want to play the game, but if it's what's in front of me, I can't let them turtle around forever. They're at 16 from their own fetches already. Dwarven Mine, hell yeah. Enters tapped. Well played. Okay, that one works. There's 1 Dwarven Mine left in the deck. And snapping off Lightning Bolt, sure. Okay. Land? Ooh, it's even black. Let's go. Inquisition you. This can take creativity, because that's a 3-drop in hand. They have 2 of them. Bitter Triumph kills a thing. Alright, I'll take one of the creativities and hope that they elbow tap for the other one. If they play around Spell Pierce, I'm in trouble. In for 1. Persist. Yo, chill. Alright. Good draw. Alright, yeah. I knew that hand was risky when I kept it. Okay. Spell Snare definitely coming in. We've seen the Persist. The Bitter Reunion, I also saw that game 1. Hearse, probably good enough. Surgical Extraction is really interesting because if I take all the Archons out of the deck, life is hard, and they've been really aggressive about Bitter Reunioning those into the graveyard. I think I'm into that. I think Croxa comes out. Children's Edict. I don't really want to be answering an Archon in play. And they are Jund. I'm going to cut the Mystical Dispute. I thought I might have wanted it just for the 3 mana applications of it, but that actually seems really bad compared to these spells that I now understand are good. Okay, I will keep this hand. Disruption and Selection. Start with Thundering Falls. Dress Down I like well enough. Wooded Foothills fetching for Mountain. And striking it rich. Takanuma Duress. Oh, just they must have F6'd right through this Veil of Summer. Tight. Alright, cool. Well, I'll take that. We get it one way or another. And then I get to preordain because I see their hand doesn't have any action. I don't need these lands. Bottom. Dreadhorde Arcanist, let's party. I can even protect it with Spell Pierce. Raucous Theater. Kept the card. Dreadhorde Arcanist with Spell Pierce up. Dwarven Mine enters tapped. If I Spell Pierce their Bitter Triumph, they have to use Treasure to stop it. I wonder if Force of Negation, pitching Dress Down is worth it here. Oh, you have Fatal Push. Oh, this is actually kind of sick. If I force the Fatal Push, and then they Bitter Triumph, I can pierce that, and then I get around both of it, and I can duress them again. Oh, come the fuck on. These are the cards you have? Alright. Fine. You're not allowed to complain about my draws anymore. Those were the 2 mystery cards in the hand. I'm getting Lutri. That was a huge waste of a Force of Negation. That 1 unknown card. Massive blowout. Commercial District. One of the mines. The first time in our match that they've successfully played Dwarven Mine. and getting a dwarf out of it on the first try. Draw for turn. Dark Confidant. Interesting. They have Dwarven Mind, Bitter Triumph, 1 unknown. The problem with combo decks is if the unknown is good, I'm in trouble. I could hold up 2 Spell Pierces here. Lutri plus copy it. I am going to roll the dice on Bob. They have 1 random card in their hand, and then they're going to draw another random card here. I could save Bob with Riptide Lab if they just go for removal. Another Mine. Attacking for 1, no blocks. They have plenty of mana to make giant Archon stuff here. We're in their end step, where it's now totally safe to save my Bob. Bob's going to get to trigger, getting a card out of it. Okay, Lightning Bolt. Why didn't... Okay, no, it's fine. Because I could have just picked it up is the answer. Yeah, I'll Riptide Lab this back. If we could flush out Bitter Triumph for this, that's fine as well. Okay. All right, all that happens. I got a 3-for-1 off of that, but they are a combo deck. Counterspell. Blue mana? Oh no, now they see the counterspell, but I had to tap blue to get this far. Alright, please don't combo me out right now. That would be shitty. They also have 7 mana, which is 1 shy of just casting Archon, a thing that I said in the sideboard. I hope doesn't happen. Okay, Bitter Reunion. Discarded an Archon. Okay. They were very close to just shoving that. I'm glad that didn't happen. Please don't have Persist. Let me get to my turn. Let me get to my turn. Let me get to my turn. Counterspell's up, team. Ooh, okay. The mana are really hurting me here, but I am gaming. Fetching in the end step probably gets Dwarven Mine to keep the pressure up. Oh, nope, they're looking for action. Sure, that's also legal. And 1 blue or red mana short of being where I really want to be. They just put a card on top. Dangerous. I think I'm just going to run out Lutri if they don't do anything this turn. Attacking for 2. I'm at 13. Ren and 6. This is fine. It doesn't kill me immediately, which, in my definition, it's fine right now. Got back Arid Mesa, played it. End step, it's Lutri time. Just going to put a 3-2 into play. Blue source? Yeah, okay. Now I'm online. I can do stuff. I can snap Duress right now. Put them to... Okay. Snapcaster, target Duress is my game plan right now. And then I have Riptide Lab that can pick it up. We've seen Veil of Summer in the deck. We'll see if that's what's in their hand right now. Blood Crypt is in your hand right now. Okay, that's fine. Attack myself. Attack BoshNRoll. Thanks, Magic Online. And now if Ren pings Snapcaster, Ren dies. Raucous Theater. Kept the card. Alright, they plussed Ren. That's good news. Now I can dance around with the Snapcaster. And step. Do I want to shock anything in here? They could just... Oh, they bolted Lutri. Not a wizard, notably. Do I want Watery Grave? My double black spells are Shouldered, Dothy Voidwalker. I do want Watery Grave. And I'll bounce this wizard. I mean, Lutri pressures Ren better than Snapcaster does, but Snapcaster's way better card. Oh my goodness. That was a good draw. Okay, now what do I do? I can't snap Preordain. I could just pass with this handful of cards. Yeah, I think that's fine. If they want to get rowdy with the dwarves, Orcish Bowmaster can have words with them. Dwarven Mine number 3. My next blue source casts Murktide with Counterspell up. And getting back Arid Mesa again. Here come the idiots. Orcish Bowmaster, and Ren's already been activated for the turn, so this thing is safe. They're going to have to use a real spell to kill it. Block. I'm going to leave the Bowmaster itself in play, but trade off the Orc Army. That's 2 dwarves down. Massive pressure off. Played Arid Mesa. Ashiok Game Ender. I can cast this with Counterspell still up. So I will. Fetching in response. Get that last dwarf out here. Hit you 1 time with this. That gets your graveyard gone and some other stuff. I am going to attack Ren in 6 because Ren can just kill Bowmaster anyway. Happy to block. Happy to get a trade in combat here. Like, I don't think they should fight over this with Ren. But they're going to. Deal. Because Ren can't loop fetch lands anymore. And all it could do is minus and ping things. And, you know, take 1, ping the Bowmaster, you get to keep a dwarf. Difference between a 5-turn clock and a 9-turn clock. Bit of reunion. Okay. Solid card. There goes that blood crypt we saw 100,000 years ago. And it's back with Ren. Found a use for Ren in 6. Good job. And there's the blood crypt. Shocking it in. They could go Archon with Veil backup here, which is horrifying, but I mean, a thing their deck's capable of, and I've given them plenty of time. Follow-up persist? Oh no. Shit. Alright, that's annoying. So I lose Ashiok here, and yeah, there was no way to tap that leave Spell Pierce up if I wanted to play Ashiok. Spell Pierce dead and gone at this point. And I did make the decision to mostly board out my answers to Archon once it's in play, because I didn't want to play a game where that was true. But here we are. Okay, big draws. Scalding Tarn doesn't help. I can snap Preordain. Okay, Snapcaster, cast Preordain. Fable doesn't save me. Bottom. Shauna's Tidebinder actually does keep me alive. I stifle the Archon trigger, double block it. I'm at 4. If they ping Ren, though, that doesn't work. I could play this Scalding Tarn. I still have my land, right? Yes. If I play Scalding Tarn, I lose if I cast Murktide here too. Like fetch basic island, play a big Murktide, sack Snapcaster to the trigger, block. Then I'm at 3, or I'm at 2, 1, 0. Okay. I guess it's just Tidebinder and hope. Okay, they pinged the Snapcaster. That was the correct way to do that. Bitter Reunion. Okay. I have to stifle the Archon, chump block the Archon. And if they have any removal spell, I'm just dead. Block that. A Bolt would have killed me in combat, so I'm not going to play around Bolt. Gonna fetch, get the Under City Sewers. Hope to find something that answers this. Okay, or they could just get 2 Archons right now. Are there 2 Archons left in the deck? Archon and Terastodon. Not quite. Okay. What is the Terastodon going to target? 3 of your own lands. Okay. So I got a 1. The Damnation's not in. And I lose to Ren at 6 anyway. Okay. We're dead. Opponent raged in the chat and played bad, but we did not hold up as they were just hitting land drops. I think the Ren at 6 really outclassed me there. On to round number 4.
Welcome to TopDeck.gg, your community's home for everything competitive Magic has to offer. If you're hosting an event, playing for a huge prize, or advertising your events to thousands of players, we've got you covered. Using intuitive pairing software, playing Magic is a breeze. Players just have to sign up online, then scan the QR code in-store. Give competitors the gift of perfect information as their bracket updates in real time. The self-reporting software saves you time and leaves paper match slips in the past. Leave the heavy lifting to TopDeck.gg so your community can relax and focus on playing Magic.
I'm on the play in round number 4. I am going to keep this hand. Obviously, it has a lot of lands in it, but these lands make decisions, and I like that. Thundering Falls, I'll keep Spell Pierce around. That usually finds a home, especially if my plan is to play Sewers next turn. That's a 1-mana thing I can do. I'm getting griefed. Haha! Your scam has failed. Well, they didn't play a land, so they weren't scamming me anyway. What is the follow-up to this if you shove grief without a land? Oh, it's Living End. Never mind. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. They just tutored Hedge Maze. Spell Pierce. Reasonable in this matchup. Vendilion Click. I'll put that on top. It's cool that they can't go off at instant speed anymore. This is the first time I've played against Living End since they had to be a sorcery deck. And I'll take it. That means Spell Pierce is more effective against both Force of Negation and tapping out for Vendilion Click. Like, with Violent Outburst in the format, you just could never cast this Vendilion Click. And also, they could just go off on your turn and protect it with Force. So here they're just shoving, which I guess is what this deck has to do now. Spell Pierce this thing. Seiju, Agent, Waker of Waves. These are all cards. Interaction. Bowmaster is not really interaction. I probably just have to stop on their draw step and hope to snipe out a Cascade spell. Let's see what's going on over there. They do play a lot of them. It's pretty redundant. Force, Generous Ent, Subtlety, Subtlety. Actually, no. You can just keep those. Ottawa for the land. Subtlety on the hard cast is now live. Caustic Bronco. Okay. Immediately a target for subtlety. Not a big fan of that. I'm going to lose 2 to get Lutri and still represent Bowmaster. And I'm not actually winning a race, so I don't want to just shove this card. Okay. Now that Subtlety has been cast, I can add this Bowmaster to the situation. They're 2 lands away from starting to cast Generous Ents. Breeding Pool, which means I still know their whole hand. Scalding Tarn, okay. I can cycle off the Xander's Lounge. I'm going to attack with Click. Getting something into the graveyard is fine with me. I don't think picking that up and putting it back down again is really where I want to be. Now, maybe that would have flushed out the Subtlety, but Caustic Bronco doesn't beat Subtlety anyway. Okay, I'm just going to pass. Cycling the other end. This is mana number 6. Flush Portico. I am personally out of lands that do that. Remember when I kept my hand that had them all? But I do still have the Xander's Lounge for big money. Okay, end step. I am going to fetch first. What's my double red in the deck? Nothing. Croxa. Back end of Croxa is my double red. Yeah, I'll get Steam Vents. It's fine. And I'm going to cycle Xander's Lounge. And then decide if I'm going to flash in Lutri or not. Caustic Bronco actually good enough to burn off Lutri for. I would just redraw the Lutri. I'd rather draw a card. Mana Leak. Now we're going. I'll attack with Bowmasters. If they want to eat Bowmaster with Subtlety and let me resolve my Bronco, I'm in. Giddy up. This might be reckless, because tapping out of double counterspell versus the deck where they can combo kill me is good. But they've indicated they don't have it. Oh, sick. They pitched a card into Force of Negation into the face-up Lutri, who's now going to copy Mana Leak, which is going to counter their Force of Negation. Nice. The old defensive Lutri. Okay, they are fully hellbent at this point, and they have like 7 or so insane draws in their deck, and a bunch of bad draws, and my fingers are crossed that we fade for a minute. Mana's in the pool, don't do it. Waker of Waves, oh no, that's 2 looks. Pinned to Grief. No, no, no! We're so dead. Do I have any outs to this in my main deck? Looking at my sideboard's not going to help that. Okay. Set up a turn where had to fade. Couldn't do it. Let's see. Yeah, there's no real out here. Okay. Surgical, Ashiok, Unlicensed Hearse, Damping Sphere, Fencer, Mystical Dispute. Damnation's not a real plan. Anathemancer. I think it's finally time. That would have been good for 6 that game. Can this deck be Blood Moon? They had a lot of non-basics in play, and they're not a red deck. Okay, random creatures with stats. Get the slice here. Unholy Heat, Lightning Bolt, Fatal Push, Shieldred's Edict. I do need some way to overcome just big stupid idiots if they get to the big stupid idiot part of the game. Stern Scolding can counter Grief, but that's not enough to play this card. How do I beat big stupid idiots? I could just counter them. Murktide is the biggest, stupidest idiot. Shieldred's pretty big and stupid, though. Bowmaster's not good here. This isn't a deck that draws cards. I think I'm just going to do this, and if we get into the limited draft commons phase of the game, I'm going to have to just outplay them or be far enough ahead that I can overcome it. Ooh, no black mana and Dothy Voidwalker. I'm still going to keep. Voidwalker's really good eventually. I like the Mana Leak. I like the Dreadhorde on the play, where they can't really fend it off that well, where they can't go off over the top of it. Otawara. Black Source. Riptide Lab, sweet. Arcanist, get in. No spells in my graveyard currently. But I have the Mana Leak if they go for it. Click if they don't line next turn. Hallowed Fountain, shocked it in. Waker of Waves, Brazen Borrower. Another black card. One that would have been really good to Arcanist with. All good. It's fine. Hashtag this is fine. Waker of Waves confirmed. They got rid of a Force of Negation. Sunken Ruins. They could Mystical Dispute my Click. Let's find out. Indeed. Well, that would have beat my Mana Leak next turn, so I don't mind it being flushed out here. That is a card I would like to cast, but I think I lose if I do. Yeah, I want to Inquisition them or find a land to hold up Leak before I start tapping spells out. Another Waker. Snapping off the fetch. Green mana. Grief. All right, well, I don't feel good about this, but they were going to take it anyway. Come on, deck. Black Source. Black Source. Unlicensed Source. Anathemancer. Get wrecked. Can't even cast it. Who's getting wrecked now? That'll teach you. Yeah, this hand had a lot of counterplay on just the colors that I had, but obviously drawing black cards instead of black lands, or even just other blue and red cards to cast, is a huge punish. And there's basically no recourse for a living end here. Yeah, here it comes. My damnation's not in. You got me. GG. On to the final round.
The NYSE Open is a prestigious, long-running vintage tournament based out of New York City. It's returning again this summer, June 22nd, 2024 in Plainview, New York. This 15 proxy event has a $500 entry. That's a lot of money, but what are we playing for? First place gets a Black Lotus. Second through 8th place get Time Twister, Time Walk, and all 5 Moxen. At 115 players, a playset of Bizarre Baghdad is added to the prize pool. At 135, 4 Mishra's Workshops. At 155, 4 Foil Gaia's Cradle. This prize pool is better than Eternal Weekend. If you think it's worth playing for, sign up for the event on melee.gg or use the link in the video description, and I will definitely see you there.
I'm on the draw in the final round. We've got ourselves a Pokemon battle against Gigantha. It is probably Prowess or Domain Zoo would be my guesses. Kept a card on top. I think I would rather hold up Spell Snare and then Thoughtseize next turn. As leading out Commercial District makes me think Wrenn and 6 is in this deck. There it is. There it goes. These basic lands are getting me here because I'd love to follow up with Ragavan. Not going to be able to do that. Thoughtseize you. Village the Bog, Free Strider, Lookout, One Ring. Dwarven Mine. Okay. Fascinating. Okay, I think that the Lookout is the best card in this hand right now. I mean, One Ring is the best card in this hand, but Lookout's really good. I can bolt Lookout. What am I talking about? I'm taking the One Ring. All right, never mind. Brief moment of insanity passed. I could have led on Inquisition, which takes the Lookout, then I can Thoughtseize the Ring next turn and just work up the curve that way. Ooh, they plotted Pillage the Bog. That's great for me. That lets me Inquisition the Lookout. And they have another Pillage. Missing this land drop sucks so hard. Dwarven Mine. They could Pillage for 8 here if they find a Creativity. But they have One Ring in their deck. It would be insane to have Creativity. One Ring just in a Creativity deck. Is this just a tech land, or is this like actually a thing you do? Alright, found a One Ring all the same. Land. God! They didn't even activate One Ring, which means Tishana's Tidebinder gets the full gas here. If they just get blown out in their end step, drawing the Force of Negation after they've cast their spell. Yeah, Tidebinder you. Oh wait, I haven't drawn a land. Ugh. Up 3 cards. Another Lookout. The Dwarf's getting in here. Now they just have so many cards that Tidebinder is not reliable because they could probably just bolt it from their million card hand. Sleight of Hand. Duress and Children's Edict. I guess I'll take Duress. Still no lands. Just 14 cards into the deck. It's fine, I play 20 of them. Alright, Lightning Bolt. This is a very cool card. Whenever you commit a crime, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them onto the battlefield tapped. This triggers once each turn. So they bolt me and bam, land drop. And then they are double Commercial Districting over the top here. This can't be a Scape Shift deck because they play Jeggy. Oh, it can't be a Creativity deck because they play Jeggy. I've been talking about Creativity. Yep, obviously not. That card costs triple red. Thank you to everyone in the YouTube comments who pointed that out in the 30 seconds since I said it. Dryad. Okay, we're just a Valakut deck without Primeval Titan or Scape Shift in it. Just a Free Strider Lookout value Valakut. And the Valakut's a crime, which triggers the Free Strider. Yeah, I could have had a chance at this game if I had a land. Ashiok, Blood Moon, Fencer. I want to make an Anathemancer work. I want that to deal damage before this league is over. Casting the Fire answers the Ring. This looks pretty creaturey. Like, Spell Pierce is good against the Ring if they jam it on turn 4, but if they ramp a few times or play some creatures, Spell Pierce couldn't be bad. Doesn't look like Voidwalker's that important. We saw Ren in 6, which uses the graveyard. Kroxa doesn't look that important. Kroxa's really bad against the One Ring. Subtlety actually looks great. Slickshot, not great. This was a funsy to put in. It should not actually be in the list. After playing 5 games, I just poured it out every time. Like a fine creature you could play. It's a wizard for where that matters, but without Wizard's Lightning and stuff in the deck, that matters a lot less. You're not going to like pick this up with Riptide Lab. That would be a really weird game where that starts happening. I think I'm going to cut Force of Negation. That is a good answer to the ring. Spell Pierce also. Still have Snare, or Scolding, I think is worse than Pierce. Is Pierce worse than Negation? It might be. Okay. I will play these cards. Okay, I have my colors. I have a great curve. I'm in. I'm going to fetch for Blood Crypt on turn 1, Caustic Bronco turn 2, Fable and Mirrorbreaker turn 3. Boom, boom, boom. Blood Crypt. Show me those 6 cards you kept. Relic of Progenitus and Lightning Bolt. I'm taking Lightning Bolt. There's a One Ring in the hand as well. Hopefully we will be up under that before it really takes over. Relic exiles my Scalding Tarn. Bronco, giddy up, hiss. Relicking me again, sure. Basic Mountain. Popping the Relic. Alright, that Relic didn't get very far. Giddy up, Bronco. We're in there. Getting a trigger. Picked up a land. The perfect plan. I'll play that land and Fable the Mirrorbreaker. Let's go. Now we're gaming. Fetching on 3 right away. Blood Crypt. Thoughtseize. You can have this dress down. No, wanted the Murktide. Cool. My own Thoughtseize. Right when you're about to ring me? Perfect. I am going to discard both of these lands. Just give me more spells. And I'll attack with my creatures. Flip to 4. Ouchies. I'm going to start with Preordain. Flame of Anor. I don't have a wizard, but there is one in my hand. I'm going to top. I'm likely to fetch that away anyway, but I can make that decision later. Thoughtseize, please don't have Veil of Summer. Cool. Take the One Ring. That's what I was worried about happening. Pillage the Bog is a 2-drop, even if they plot it. Stomping Ground tapped. Snare that Bog. Oh yeah, Caustic Bronco running away with it. Galloping away with it, you could say. Okay, One Ring seems really important to their plan. I want to find room for this Spell Pierce again. Am I doing anything really graveyard-centric? Because we've seen Relic of Progenitus. That slows down Murktide. I still have the Unearth in, but I could cycle that. Snapcaster's fine. Dreadhorde Arcanus cares about that a bit. Do I think Dreadhorde or Murktide is better? Probably Murktide. Okay. That's just another answer to the One Ring in on the draw. Got a Duress. First appearance of Expressive Iteration in the league. Bobble. Multiple bobbles. Nobody knows what this hand does. Least of all my opponent. Bobble yourself with the fetch land. Must have liked it. I could Duress now. Or I could set up blue mana for next turn. I think I want a Sewers here and save the Duress. If they get a Ren and 6 in, it's like fine, I guess. Bobbling me before the Surveil's interesting. Like, wouldn't you rather know what's actually on my hand? Or what I'm actually keeping? Rather than what I'm looking at and deciding to keep? Subtlety. I think I actually do want Subtlety. Alright, did end up keeping it anyway. Ren and 6, likely to arrive. Yep, there's that. Anathemancer, you're up, buddy. It's going to be your job to win this game. I'm going to Duress now while they're tapped out of Veil of Summer. The One Ring is just always the card I'm going to be taking in these situations. They could play the Lookout and then ping me with Ren. That's a crime. And ramp that way. Very cool. Okay, they decided to get back their Bloodstained Mire instead. Dryad of the Elysian Grove, sure. Played the Commercial District. Binned a Mountain. Okay, I'm going to bin my Scalding Tarn and get Thundering Falls. Do I want a Scalding Tarn? I don't not want a Scalding Tarn, but I also don't really want it. I think I will keep the Scalding Tarn. I am worried about going all in on this Expressive Iteration, finding something worth doing without an extra mana available. The singleton nature of the deck makes the hit rate for Expressive Iteration a little weird. Strider Lookout. Cannot interact with that yet. Oh, this relic just targets me every time. Okay, they're pinging me. Yeah, relic is tap target player. That's a tap crime situation. I'm gonna have to actually counter relic. That engine's just too good. Negate this. Yeah, they get to put a land into play on my turn and their turn every turn. And then this bog looks at basically their whole deck, but I think that's still less bad for me than relic is. If they found Valakut, that's the card I'm really worried about. Can I draw Blood Moon right now? I'm going to fetch for basic island, just in case I draw the Blood Moon. Play to my outs, hook it up. Murktide Regent. I guess I EI here. Red, blue. Thoughtseize. If they did choose Valakut among the cards they looked at, which would make a lot of sense. All right, I'm going to put Thoughtseize in my hand. Blood Crypt to the bottom. Exile Watery Grave. They may have also gotten the One Ring. If I Thoughtseize, I'm at 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. It's not without risk, but let's hope you got the One Ring and not Valakut. Shit. All right, well, no surprise there, but it is disappointing all the same, and we're probably dead. That's an extra 6 damage. Well, 6, an extra 9 damage, assuming the Free Strider Lookout happens successfully. And the Commercial District gets to help set up the Valakut. Okay, yeah, this deck's super cool. Just got under me in every possible way. My interaction didn't line up well. I probably shouldn't have kept this Subtlety so early. I just didn't want to pitch cards to deal with the lookouts. But yeah, I probably should have just looked for removal. Okay. A 2 and 3 final record. Started out strong, then the wheels came off, but this was a lot of fun. I think that Slickshot Show-Off should not be in the deck. I don't think we need it. I don't think the remaining wizard strategies line up with it well in a way that we care about. I thought about Cryptic Command. I thought about some bigger spells that we could have at the top end to kind of take over, like in that One Ring Sheoldred kind of ballpark. I had to build with Grief, but you basically never want to scam it. It's just a 4-mana Duress. That could still be fine, though. Like I said, all of the red, blue, and black cards in Modern are at your disposal here, and there's a lot of good ones. I'm going to leave this here. Okay, Renegade, thank you for the challenge. This was a lot of fun. Hopefully I can make it out on a Wednesday night, even though Wednesdays tend to be terrible for me. But those of you who do make it to Lutri Challenge Night at Titan Game Shop, please have fun. Everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon, and I'll see you next time.